All right. Hello, hello, hello. Here we go.
Hi everybody. Hi Melissa. How you doing?
Hi, Miss Chanzetta. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, fantastic. I was glad to see your name on here.
Yes, you had to come again.
Good challenge. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to give it just a minute. We have a good amount of the participants here. What I do want to tell you is about 10 minutes ago, I emailed everyone a PDF. It is the meal plan. And if you want to look in your email real quick, it should be there. I want you to go ahead and just know where it is, just in case you feel like you want to pull it up on your phone or an iPad. Brooke will also be going over it. I just know some people really like to have their own right in front of them. If you didn't receive it and you do want it right now, you will receive it again tonight in the email, the wrap-up email. Put your email or send me your email privately in the chat and I will send it over. And let's see. We are looking good. Fantastic. So we're going to keep this on track and I'm just going to do a quick intro and then we're going to move on and get into this exciting challenge. I'm really excited for this. But first off, I would just like to welcome you to Banyan Tree Women's Collective. We are a 501c3 based out of the San Francisco Bay Peninsula. And I am in my office in Menlo Park, and that's California. And oh, two more people. Let me let them in. Multitasking. Perfect. And something that we like to do so we kind of know where everybody's at is in the chat box. If you would just kindly type your city, let me know where you're joining us from. This is always helpful to us. Ooh, and there's some more. Everybody's showing up. Fantastic. Yes, that's my neighbor, Menlo Park. It's so hot today. Oh, Maryland. Hello, hello, hello. Kentucky. Got some Southerners. Hello. Beautiful Philadelphia. Oh, yep. Here we go. Like, this is what's beautiful is look at this. We're really spread out. If you're just getting on, if you don't mind putting your city and state or just state in the chat box. Hello, hello, hello. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That really helps us. It's easy when we do in-person classes because I pretty much can figure out everybody's local. But this is a little bit more challenging to understand where everybody's at. Beautiful. Oh, Brooklyn. Hello, hello. Fantastic. So I see a lot of East Coasters on. So we are going to make sure to honor the time and get this thing going. So once again, we are a 501c3 based out of the San Francisco Bay Peninsula, and we believe that access to wellness choices and experiences should be a human right. We all have very different journeys that we're on as far as our wellness, our well-being. We're maybe fighting different disease. We have just a completely different genetic makeups. And so that means that we all come to wellness in a different path. And unfortunately, insurance companies don't support this kind of stuff. And so our mission is to give you guys as many choices as possible and you to test things out, come to class, whether it's online or in person, try these things on and see what works for you in your health journey. And then always be open to asking questions. Always be open to saying what you need and sharing your experiences because we want to be here to support you. Because no matter if I'm here in California and somebody is in New York, we are all connected and we are all family and we all have to take care of each other. So this was an undertaking that I was really excited about doing. And now I understand in different areas of the country, you may have something like a Trader Joe's, maybe it's like an Aldi. I know there's other shops like that, but here locally, where we're at in the peninsula, Trader Joe's is kind of like everywhere and it's accessible. And so when Brooke and I were talking, I was like, I really want to teach people how to meal plan, how to spend their money wisely, and make the most that they can off of their food budget. And so we went with Trader Joe's. You can go to whatever store you feel comfortable with. Of course, we always support going to the farmers markets and buying directly from the farmers as well. But this is going to be a template. And at the end, there will be a prize given away. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. But I want you to be open-minded. I want you to ask questions to Brooke. Remember that there are no silly questions. We all have very different abilities in the kitchen, and sometimes people aren't really even comfortable grocery shopping. So ask questions. If you don't want to ask verbally, type it into the chat box. And yeah, I think we're going to get going. All right, Brooke, you ready?
I'm ready
for this.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining the Trader Joe's Meal Planning Challenge. So first of all, I want to know if anyone here has experienced meal planning, if you feel like you're a super beginner and never have, or let's raise your hand if you're a beginner, or type it in the chat box. Have you never meal plan prepped before? Okay, what about some meal prepping, but could use some practice? Okay, and what about advanced? You're like, I'm pretty good at meal prepping. Like, I've done this a lot. Okay. So we've got all range of levels. And that's what I want everyone to know, that this, like Mel said, this is a template. So definitely change it according to what's going to work for you. Swap out ingredients that you don't like or add in ingredients you do. It's just the base to kind of get you started and get you thinking about meal prep. So I created this. I had $100. I went to Trader Joe's. I bought $100 worth of food. I actually spent a little bit more and ended up marking those ingredients on the shopping list, so you can decide if you're going to do it or not. And then I made all the meals and I wrote it down and created this meal plan. So when I did this, I found it will feed about 2 to 3 people. 2 people if you have a bigger appetite, 3 people maybe if you have a little one or you have lighter appetites. Mostly organic, but doesn't have to be. Again, go with your budget. If you go with non-organic options, it's definitely going to be less expensive and more economical. But tonight is just to talk about the meal plan, kind of prep, answer. I'm going to go over it and then answer any questions you guys have, because it's actually going to start on Sunday the 26th. And then there's directions for you to cook a little bit each night. And then I want to encourage everyone, since I'm not going to be in your kitchen with you, please email me. Questions are going to inevitably come up. And we're going to send out an email after today's call right now, and we will include that email. And I want everyone to feel free to email me with questions about the meal plan, about the cooking, whatever's coming up for you.
And Brooke, I wanted to just interject here and let everybody know that you will receive, and we're going to get into this a little bit more later, once you give approval, which you'll get an email later tonight with a recap, and it's also going to have a Google form link on there. And if you're going to participate, you're going to click that link, put your name, your email address, and now we know who's participating, because starting Saturday morning, you will get an email in your inbox with a video that Brooke took the time to make that really handholds you through what you're expected to do the day and gives you tips and encouragement. So that's a great tool to have if you're going to do this challenge. And I want to make sure to say thank you for that, because that's huge.
Well, thank you. And thank you for reminding me. Yeah. So once you start the meal plan challenge, every morning you're going to get an email with a video for that day. So you will have the instructions on the actual meal plan, and then you'll also have a video of me making it. and talking you through it. And videos are usually, I think the videos are about 7 to 15 minutes. So they're pretty long. I'm like doing a lot of cooking. So hopefully those are helpful. And so you'll want to check your email every day of the challenge. Okay. So I want any questions before I kind of jump into what this meal plan even looks like and how we're going to go about things. Good. Okay, cool. Okay, let me screen share so you can see it. Here it is. Okay. So this is the Trader Joe's 5-day meal plan challenge. This is what Mel just emailed to everyone, that this is kind of your guide. You're gonna wanna save this PDF because this is where all the information is. And so the point of meal prepping, before we even get into this is a really veggie heavy meal plan. So, they say to get, 6 to 9 servings of vegetables a day. And honestly, that is really hard to do. So I made this meal plan so that you get max veggies. If you have some trouble, if you don't usually eat a lot of veggies and you have trouble digesting them, just make sure to really cook them well. That will make them easier to digest. If you have trouble with certain veggies, feel free to swap it out for a veggie that works better for you. So some people can't have too much broccoli or cauliflower or Brussels sprouts. And if that's trouble, you can switch it out with, some more bell pepper or zucchini or something that's a little bit easier. And if you aren't sure about substitutions, you can also email me. Okay, so this is also heavy in beans and lentils. Again, this was for economic reasons, just trying to keep things in a budget. But if you have trouble digesting those, you can absolutely sub in some other protein that works for you, some meat, some seafood, whatever you want. So don't feel like you have to stick to that. But I made a mostly plant-based, not fully vegetarian meal plan, but I definitely felt really good after I cooked and ate this over the week. So it's definitely health supportive. Okay, so this meal plan is having you make your breakfast every morning. So you're not prepping that ahead of time. I'm kind of picky. I like things fresher. So this is having you do some meal prep on Sunday, and then it's having you cook a little bit every night. If you're someone who loves to just do it all at once, you absolutely can. But because there's so many veggies and veggies don't keep that well, I found that if I prepped everything on Sunday, but then just cooked a little bit every night, it made the experience just really special. It was just really good meals every night. But breakfast I made every morning, either your choice of egg scramble or a smoothie, and you can mix it up, see what you want to do, but you'll see the recipes are in here too. Sunday is your prep day. So we'll go through what you're prepping, but that day is the day you're going to have your turkey chili. And then every dinner, you're then going to have enough leftovers to have for lunch the next day. So maybe you pack your lunch to go to work, or maybe you're working from home and you're at home. You don't have to worry about making lunch at all because you're just going to have dinner. And then the leftovers, there's going to be enough for lunch for the two of you, however many of you are eating. Monday is going to be lentils with roasted veggies and a peanut sauce. If peanuts don't agree with you, you can always sub out another nut butter. It's going to make it delicious. Almond butter, cashew butter, sunflower butter, any of that's going to be really good. Tuesday night is pasta primavera, which is veggies and pasta. And that's Tuesday dinner, Wednesday lunch. And then Wednesday is going to be a black bean burrito bowl. Again, if you want to swap out some meat in there, you're welcome to, if you want to add it to the beans or take the beans out. And then Thursday, which is going to roll into Friday lunch, is the tofu fried rice. I think a lot of people aren't really sure how to cook tofu, and I'm no expert at cooking tofu, but I do know how to crisp it up and make it so I really like it. So I hope you do too. It's pretty simple the way I do it. And then snacks. So snacks throughout the week is something that I think a lot of people end up having like not so healthy snacks because we don't think of prepping snacks ahead of time. But if you do prep snacks ahead of time, it can be part of your meal prep. So some options were yogurt with apples and cinnamon. And another option for the week was making a white bean dip and dipping whatever veggies. I had carrots in this case, but dipping veggies or, pita or whatever you want with that. So again, flexible. So I mentioned it's heavy on beans, so change that up if you want. Also, if you're someone who likes to make beans from dried beans, you can leave the cans out and you're welcome to make your own big batch or sub them out. I liked them. I'm a big fan of beans and lentils, so I included it. Make this your own. Leave out things you don't like, add things you do. Make it exciting. This is supposed to be fun. This is a big undertaking, and my hope is that you feel really great after you cook and eat this way for a week. So definitely make it exciting for yourself and change things up if you need. And a little produce money saver tip for Trader Joe's specifically. Of course, you can shop anywhere for these items, but Trader Joe's charges by like the item. So you would pay for, a head of cauliflower, you wouldn't necessarily weigh it. Same with like sometimes butternut squashes and things like that. They'll weigh at other stores and then you pay according to weight, but at Trader Joe's, it's just all one price. So pick the big thing because it costs the same as the smaller size things. So that's kind of like my go-to at Trader Joe's. So the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, the environmental working group put together these two lists, and the Dirty Dozen are the top 12 vegetables and fruits that have the most pesticide residues. So these are the things you want to prioritize if you can, organic. As you see, there's a lot of fruit on here, but the big one is bell peppers, which we use in this thing, and also and spinach. So you want to, if you can, get the organic spinach and the organic bell peppers and organic tomatoes. And then the Clean 15 are the things you don't have to worry as much to, get organic because they have the least pesticide residues. So avocados, what else is on here? Onions, we use peas, broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, all of those. Cabbage, that includes like Brussels sprouts, have less pesticide residue, so you can save some money there. Any questions so far? Anything popping up for people? No? Okay, feel free to interrupt.
Trader Joe have the organic produce that
It depends on the Trader Joe's, but a lot of times they do have that option. So I know they have organic cauliflower heads and conventional, and cauliflower's on the Clean 15. If you are looking to save a little money, you can go with the non-organic, and it wouldn't be a bad choice at all. And sometimes there aren't organic options, but a lot of times Trader Joe's does pretty well with those. So
so if you don't shop in Trader Joe's a lot, you want when you go in, every store is structured differently. But when you go in, there will be a gondola. There's usually two or three gondolas of vegetables. And you just need to look, because one will usually be the organic one. And then usually the other two are the non-organics, which will include some of the Clean 15s. And if you don't understand Clean 15, it means if you want to buy it organic, great. But currently the farming, the way that it's farmed has passed that you can use non-organics and it still be safe. And this list changes every year. So that's something to consider. You have another question in there, Brooke, and then you had one more before.
So it says, can you cut up your week's worth of veggies on Sunday night? Yes, and I highly advise it. And I actually have it in the directions here because that is what is going to save you so much motivation. Maybe, I mean, time, it's going to save you time on the weekends, but on the weekdays, but it's a lot easier to cook a meal if everything's already chopped up. So I highly recommend. So the breakfasts, we're going to, here are the recipes. I'm not necessarily going to walk through them because you can just, read through them on your own, but the egg scramble is a great hearty breakfast. If you're into smoothies, this is a great smoothie. I actually don't use a lot of protein powder in smoothies, but if you do, it's optional. You can absolutely add it, but the nut butter will be good protein and fat as well. So here's the Sunday meal prep. So I personally like to shop the day before. I feel like meal prepping and shopping is just too much for one day, but some people just want to like put their head down and do it all on one day. So you're welcome to shop on Saturday, meal prep on Sunday, or you can shop and meal prep on Sunday. It's just up to the time and energy and what you want to do. So that's up to you, but you will receive an email on Saturday morning, the first email, just to kind of get you ready in case you do want to shop on that day. So on Sunday, I cooked a huge batch of rice and I just did it according to the directions. If you have a rice cooker, great. If you don't, you can just do it on the stove top. And I washed and chopped all the veggies, which takes a while, but it's 100% worth it. So just make sure you pack them up and put them back in the fridge and just chop them into bite-sized pieces, all of the things. I made a white bean dip, which there's a recipe in here for a snack. If you even want to take a bigger shortcut, you could just buy like a hummus or something for a snack. But the white bean dip was something fun to make, so I wanted to include that. I made my peanut sauce on Sunday, which was a quick zip in the blender. So did that. You're already using, probably if you make the white bean dip, you're already using the food processor. So you could also make the peanut sauce in that if you didn't want to get two things dirty. And then I made a batch of turkey chili. So there's a significant amount of meal prep on this day, but I think it took me 2.5 hours maybe. So just make sure here's another thing, make sure you budget time to cook for Sunday, you budget time for shopping, you budget time for meal prep, and then you budget time each night to actually cook. So I would say 30 to 40 minutes, just budget for dinner. You're going to have everything made. You might make it faster, might take a little bit longer. It just kind of depends. But I find that's a good amount of time for this. So here again is the recipe for the white bean dip and the peanut sauce. And you'll have all this. The turkey chili recipe is there. And then we're just walking through each day. So the lentils with roasted veggies and peanut sauce, which you will have already cut up all the veggies. You will be buying pre-cooked lentils and you have made the veggie sauce or the peanut sauce. So this will come together real fast. The most time it's going to take to roast the veggies, but then you're going to have these freshly roasted vegetables and it's going to make it so fresh and good. The pasta Primavera, you can get, if you wanted this to be gluten-free, get a gluten-free pasta. Trader Joe's has some really good gluten-free pasta. If you're not into that, you absolutely don't have to do that. But otherwise, this is a gluten-free and mostly dairy-free menu. We've got some yogurt and optional cheese for this. But other than that, if you wanted to experiment with how it felt to go without those things for the week, you absolutely can with this meal plan. So the black bean burrito bowl. I mean, I love a good burrito bowl. So hoping you will too. And then the last meal is the tofu fried rice, where I kind of walk you through, and I do this on the video too, walk you through how I do the tofu and then how I pull it all together in a quick meal. And then this is your shopping list, and it's broken up into produce section, freezer, and then the pantry and the middle aisles. and the refrigerator section, which is usually like kind of on the outskirts on Trader Joe's and most grocery stores for that matter. Anything marked optional means I went over budget to buy it, and it's not necessary for this meal plan, but if you do want to get it, you can, I've noted where you can add it to just kind of like change it up or add something to a meal, but it's not necessary. So there's the optional kimchi, Parmesan, green goddess dressing, totally optional. And then some cumin and dried oregano, which are also optional because they did push it over. I was really trying to keep it to the $100 because I wanted to see if I could do that challenge. If you are a big breakfast eater, you might want to get a couple more eggs. The dozen eggs like just slides you through the week. But other than that, it's filled with herbs and spices and veggies. As you can see, we eat all of that throughout the week. And I have a goat milk yogurt for the snack. I just wanted to try it out. I thought it was pretty good, but you absolutely don't have to get goat milk yogurt if you don't want it. You can save some money and buy regular yogurt. Just make sure to get plain and unsweetened because yeah, this is just really super. There's no added sugars in here. Like I said, it's just a really health supportive week of meals. And so that is the meal plan in a nutshell. And I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything I wanted to tell you guys. Yeah, I think that, yeah. Oh, and so when you're cooking, once you plate it, when you sit down to eat it, make sure you take a picture of it. So you can send it to, this is all the instructions are going to be in the email we're going to send out, but send us a picture of your meal each day, because then you get entered into the raffle to win the $100 gift card for Trader Joe's to buy whatever you like. Hopefully you like this meal plan enough you want to do it again. So I really want to open it up to questions. What is popping up for people?
You have a question on the chat from Brianna. She says, if we can't find the Dirty Dozen in organic, are there tips for cleaning them well?
Mel, do you have tips other than just washing them well? Because I don't think I have any shortcut, like special things.
You know, I wish it was that simple. I do. It's, unfortunately, it becomes a part of the living the fruit or the vegetable. You can't wash it away. That would be an answer to like so many things wrong with the world right now. So I also want to put it out there that it's a reality for a lot of people that they can't afford any organics. And I just want to preface that everybody is a different place in their life right now, in their budget and what they can and cannot do. And some people may not subscribe to organic or non-organic and see any difference. So if you're in a position where you just can't find the product and it is non-organic, the biggest thing that you can do is just really look at your regular day-to-day intake, right? So it doesn't do anything for you right now, but most of these things you can find in Trader Joe's organic. If you feel like you need to skip it once you go shopping, you could swap for like another berry or maybe a different type of fruit if it calls to you. Now, will your body, shut down from having a non-organic fruit or vegetable? No, it won't. But we all have a different total load and exposures. So that's just something that's a bigger picture to think about. I don't want you to get hung up on if you're harming yourself right now, just do your best. And that's what we all do, right? We can all only do our best. And if you feel called to make a substitution and you're like, I'm going to make this substitution, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it, that's why you can reach out and ask questions, and we can help guide you. So,
And Mel, this is Patty. Can I just share something?
oh, please. Yes.
Yeah, and so I agree it can be challenging to shop all organic, right? And one of the things you can do to offset that is focusing on detox. And there are a variety of foods and herbs that can help promote natural detoxification, right? Through your liver, through your kidneys, through your lungs. So you can even sweat out some of those toxic substances like pesticide residues.
And Brooke's shopping list has a lot of those detox foods on here, so that's a big bonus right here. She just showed you all the foods that you'll be consuming for a week. How many of you can say that you've consumed this many diverse fruits and vegetables in a 5-day period? Most of us can't unless we're doing something like this. So this is really going to benefit your body. And if the strawberries aren't organic this time, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then I just wanted to add, for me, I don't do a lot of pasta and stuff anymore. So for me, like my go-to on second day, so it feels a little bit different, is I throw an egg on everything. So I add an egg for extra protein. That was just something that jumped out at me. And remember that spending these 5 days in your kitchen, you may feel a little overwhelmed at times. Brooke has really broke this down to make it pretty go with the flow. But just remember, you're going to give your body a break. I don't know how everybody eats or, whatever. Very few of us are in the kitchen every day. This is going to give your body a nice break. It's going to nourish you. So it's 5 days. If you want to reduce pasta, you can also, yes, spaghetti squash. That is fantastic. Yeah, spaghetti squash. And I'll probably do the fried rice with a little bit of rice and more cauliflower rice. That'll be my swap to reduce my carb intake. That's a great tip.
Yeah, great tips.
I'm looking forward to the tofu fried rice, but then what kind of tofu do you buy? Because when you go to the grocery store, they have soft tofu, they have hard tofu, they have, I don't know, all kinds of tofu. So what do you select?
Great question. I hope I wrote that in here. Sprouted organic tofu extra firm. I find that's it's nice to get, so soybeans are highly sprayed. So organic's really good for soy. And also tofu can be kind of hard to digest for some people. So Trader Joe's offers sprouted, which means basically it's easier for people to digest. So I'm always all for it. And then being the more firm, it makes it easier to cut, makes it easier to squeeze the water out of, makes it easier to cook. So
and it feels closer to meat.
Yeah, I tend to go for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
always, me too. Robin asked, with your $100 budget, did you buy organic? I think Robin got on a little bit later. So Brooke, when I called Brooke, I was like, I have a challenge for you. I want you to feed. At first, I was like a family of 4 and $100. And she, did the challenge and wanted to be really honest that it was hard to feed a family of 4 for the 100. But it's 2 adults and or 2 adults and maybe a smaller one or a lighter eater. And then in there, anything that says optional is where she spent slightly a little bit more over the 100, but it wasn't very much, right? It was like,
no. And I also did hopefully prices haven't changed, but they may have. I did this a little while ago. Like I've been planning this for a long time. So hopefully prices aren't that different. But I definitely got everything organic that was available. And it was $100. And then if it's marked optional, I went over for it. Yeah.
And please don't get hung up on, don't let the being organic be a deal breaker.
And also don't let the $100 be a deal breaker. You don't have, if you want to spend more, that doesn't affect your ability to enter into the raffle. So like if you spent $120, like we don't know that. We're, you know, if you wanted to add more meat or something. So we just want you to cook and have fun and feel good. So yeah.
Cook, have fun, learn how to navigate this scheduling this. This is a big one, is learning to schedule. That's where people fall short. They just bail. So this really is accountability for you. And this is why I say these videos that Brooke did that you're going to get in your email every morning, is that's your accountability partner, right? That's going to be your assistant coach going, hey, remember, we got this. And you start looking at your paper and you're like, I forgot everything. It's going to be in the video. So we've made sure that you have support. Now, if that still leaves you stumped, you're going to reach out for help and you're going to get the help. It is medically, it's proven, if we cook our own food, we lessen disease, right? Mentally, physically. So let's all get into this. We're all in it together. Everybody has different abilities. And at the end, when we come back on October 6th, if I'm correct, I really would love, and that one's going to be a short one too. It's going to be about 45 minutes. I really would love to hear anybody's successes or their little tips, because we all come with these different experiences that can help somebody else out. And on that meeting, we will do the wheel of names, and that will randomly select the winner. Now, in regards to the pictures, all this is going to be in the email that you're going to get tonight. So just listen for right now. You don't have to write anything down. I want everybody to send a picture. It doesn't have to be each meal, but one picture a day showing that you made something from this list for that day. And when you send it, the heading will be like Robin Nelson, day 1, Brianna Bell, day 2, because I'm going to get an influx of everybody's pictures and I want to be able to structure everything easily. Now, every time you send something in, you're going to get your name in that hat again to win the gift card. Does that make sense? Okay. And what I've learned with myself and clients is when I tell my clients to send me a picture every day of something that they ate, they are going to eat, and they're going to eat in a very healthy way, because they don't want to send a picture that doesn't reflect their plan, or not send a picture at all, because I'll be messaging them like, where's my picture? What did you eat today? So it's about another level of accountability. And there is no judgment. It is all love here. We just want you guys to get this tool so you can share with others and you can get healthier and healthier each day. Yeah?
I have a question.
Yep.
So suppose if we have prior dinner commitment, let's say I have a dinner commitment on Sunday and I can't start on Sunday. So I will start on Monday. And then if I have another thing on Thursday, can I skip a day and then come back?
It's all on you. You
Okay.
decide what you want to do. Here's what's going to happen regardless, is you're going to get an email. And so if you don't start until Monday, then you're going to look at that first email and know that that's your first email support, and you have your meal plan and you will go accordingly. Does disaster happen? Does shit happen? Yes, it happens to all of us. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. It's okay. You're not null and void. Jump back in. Or if you have a really hot date, go have that hot date. Don't worry about the meal plan. And then you come back the next day and you get right back in. Okay, because that's real life, right? So we do our best. And what we're aiming for is to do the 5 days. You technically have until October 6th when we meet again. So if you need to adjust it a little bit, by all means, adjust it. But just whenever you do that day, take a picture of something and send it over. Okay? All right.
I have another question.
Oh, yes.
So suppose like I don't like canned food. For the canned beans, can I just cook the beans? Do I just boil them? Like if I buy the beans?
So if you buy dried beans, it's an excellent option. I mean, making beans from dried beans is always going to be a little bit tastier. Like they're better, but they just take a lot longer. So I would recommend soaking them overnight and then cooking them on the stovetop, or even better, if you have an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker,
Yep.
you can just cook that's how you should cook them. Like Google how long for, white beans or black beans or whatever beans, and it'll tell you how long to do it. And I would do it in a pressure cooker if you have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like canned beans either. I always like them fresh.
Yeah.
And some days I forget to soak them and do like my grandmother did, and I throw them in the Instapot and they're ready in like 30 minutes.
You don't have to soak them if you're doing a pressure
Nope.
cooker.
No, that thing is it's a godsend. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna get everybody out of here. We're gonna send you email tonight. It's gonna have a Google form on it. You're gonna click on that link. If you're gonna participate, you click on that link. Yes, I'm participating. My name, my email address. That way we know to get you into the loop for these incoming emails each day of the plan. We'll give the information on how to engage in the raffle. It will give you a reminder about October 6th, which is our wrap-up date. If by chance you can't make October 6th, just let us know. It doesn't take you out of the raffle, right? We're all doing our best to show up when we can, right? And Brooke's information will be in there to ask questions. You guys have my email. You can ask questions. And then we're just going to like charge into this weekend, and we are going to own this, and we're all going to feel really amazing. Yeah, I think so. I'm excited.
Oh, sorry. One more question.
Sure.
So for the egg scramble, you wrote 2 tablespoons salsa. So is it we buy them or we make them? The salsa.
The salsa I bought. It's on the list. But you're welcome to make it if you want. If you have tomatoes from tomato seed, like you can, feel free to make this your own. If there's anything that you want to make from scratch, please do. This was a way to make it as quick as possible while also having a ton of veggies and mostly like plant-based. But if you want to take this and make a bunch of stuff homemade of the base items, that's great. Yeah.
That's all on you. Remember, it's a template. It's a template. So if there's something you can do, or you love to make salsa, make salsa.
Yeah. And if you want more than 2 tablespoons of salsa, please go for it. It's just, you want some for the burrito bowl. So you don't want to put them all on your eggs. So you need some for the burrito bowl.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Brooke, apologies if I missed this, but about how much time on average would you allot for meal prep? Assuming you did all the veggie meal prep on Sunday, but just in general meal prep and cooking.
So the biggest time thing is I cut up the veggies on meal prep day, but I actually cooked them the night of. So I would say 30 to 40 minutes. And then whatever cleanup you need to do, although I try to keep that minimal. But if you do want to cook your veggies ahead of time, you can. I'm picky and I just like them fresher, and I like to cook them the night of, but you could absolutely save time if you wanted to pre-cook and then cut it down to like, a 20-minute prep versus a 40. So that's also, you can balance that out depending on what you want to do.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, team. We look forward to seeing all of your pictures, to answering your questions and giving you support. So get your shopping done, get ready to go this weekend, and let us know if we can support you in any other way, okay? If you do not receive your email by tonight, when you wake up in the morning, email me and go, what's going on? And receive it, okay? All right. Everybody take care. We'll see you soon. Happy cooking.
Bye.
Bye. Wonderful.